Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you my new way of tracking my time because I found TimeCamp. It is an online tracking app that has a web-based version for your computer and a mobile app version, which of course you can sync under one account. And it has a feature that allows you to integrate other planner and scheduling apps with it, such as Google Calendar, iCal, Asana, Notion, Trello, Slack, and so many others. This video is not sponsored by TimeCamp, but of course I will link TimeCamp down below. Now, there are quite a few things that I really like about TimeCamp, but the number one thing that I like is that because TimeCamp is basically a time tracker app, it has a timer that you can turn on when you start an activity and then turn off when the activity is done. And it doesn't matter where you turn on the timer, whether you turn it on TimeCamp on your phone or on TimeCamp on your computer, the timer syncs across the devices. After you turn off the timer on whichever device, you can then enter details about the activity on any of the device. That is just great. So when I am out and about, away from my computer, I can just keep using TimeCamp on my phone, which works in the background, even when I'm using my phone for different things, or even when my phone is inside my bag. And when I am back with my computer again, I can open TimeCamp on here on the computer, and everything is also here automatically. There is no need to re-enter the same information. But there is also an option to enter items and activities manually without using the timer. And I find that I use both features, timer and no timer, equally often. It's great. The number two thing that I like is that we can create projects and subtasks with color coding. You do that by clicking on the projects button on the sidebar, which is on the left, and then just manage your projects lists from this page. You can specify which projects and tasks are billable or not. That is super useful if your work is in billable hours. Now, I do not work with billable hours. From one employer, my salary is on a per day basis, and with the other employer, I'm on a retainer. So the billable hours feature of TimeCamp is not applicable to me, but some projects I have tagged as billable because I earn money directly from that project. And when I enter tasks done for those projects, those automatically have dollar signs. See? It's a nice visual way of reminding myself that some tasks directly earn me money. For instance, on this specific day, October 8, it was a good day for earning money. But if you work with billable hours, this feature would be super useful for you because TimeCamp generates a summary for you of your billable hours, which you can then use when sending an invoice to your clients or your employers or anyone you have to invoice for hourly work. Like I said, my work is not in billable hours, so I don't even go to this page at all. I just like seeing the little dollar signs on my time tracking on my timesheet. I think it's very cute. The number three thing that I like a lot about TimeCamp is the integration with my Google Calendar. You can turn on integrations by clicking on this icon right here. And as you can see, all I have integrated is my Google Calendar, where I have the schedule with everyone else that I'm working with, and it shows up on the timesheet. You can just add notes as you go along. There is no need to re-enter the same information manually from your Google Calendar. Now, there are other planner and scheduling and tasking apps that you can integrate with TimeCamp, so I think that's great. The number four thing that I really like about TimeCamp is that when all of your items have been placed on the timesheets, when the information is correct and complete for the day, you can generate a PDF report of that specific day. Just go to the detailed report tab, which I have already pinned on top because I use this once a day. And the PDF is downloaded to your computer, which you can then archive. Now, granted, the items on the PDF report is not in chronological order. It is arranged according to the size of the time blocks. Largest time blocks are at the top and will taper down the lower you go on the list. I would have wanted the reports to be in chronological order, but there is no option to have that. But that is my only beef with TimeCamp. But I admit it's very minor. However, I can see all of my entries in chronological order over here on the calendar view, where the color coding is much more visible. Some entries just need to be expanded, like so. If you hover your mouse, then it expands the view of that particular entry. But it is nice because the sizes of the time blocks are really an accurate visual representation of the time used up, as compared to the list version on the day view, which is chronological but doesn't show me graphically the sizes of the chunks of time. However, as I use TimeCamp more and more, I find that I don't even need to see this graphic view at all. The day view is enough in list form as long as it's chronological. And that's the top 4 things that I really like about TimeCamp, basing on what I need it to do for me. There are other things that I need for my planning and tracking system, but TimeCamp cannot do it because it was not designed to do those things. But I'm realizing now that there is already an app for everything. I just need to find what I need. I'm on the free trial version, as you can see, and I don't plan to purchase the paid version because the free version can already do everything that I need. But just to show you, here are the paid versions and what they can do for you. And that is TimeCamp, a free, for me, time tracking app that syncs across my devices and with my Google Calendar in real time. I am really enjoying it a lot. And this is really the end of the video about TimeCamp. You can click out now, but before you go, please do consider leaving a thumbs up, leaving a comment, or subscribing. But as a way to end this video, I would like to share a short background on how I even got to TimeCamp, so you can continue watching this video if you want. Previously, I was on my own planner and tracking sheet, which I designed myself and which I talked about in a previous video on my channel. I will link the video down below. I moved to this way of planning and tracking my days electronically on my phone using GoodNotes and a Guja Doc pencil on August of last year. But before that, I was on my traditional physical paper planner, which I also designed myself. I have tons of videos on my channel about my planners and planning system, and I will link the playlists down below. So from the physical paper planners, I moved to GoodNotes last August 2023, and it was perfectly fine. It was super convenient for me. I really liked it. Nothing fell through the cracks. Well, except when I decided to be lazy or I got sick. But when I really wanted to be super efficient, I was able to be super efficient with the help of this PDF planner on GoodNotes. But I myself am always the first to tell people that your planner should change when your life changes and when your needs change. And there has been a major change recently in my life because I now work for 2 different employers who are located in 2 different time zones. And for each employer, I work with a team who are also located in different places, but we collaborate on projects through the online platforms, and one of them is Notion. And scheduling for everything is on Google Calendar. Of course, of course. So now I have not only recurring tasks, but also schedules that are mostly fixed, but sometimes get shuffled around. And I also have tasking that are sometimes dependent on the outputs and schedules of others. And sometimes I have tasking and schedules that others are dependent on. On top of that, I still had my usual things to take care of on my own independently, like my YouTube channel, my notebook, business, my creative writing work, my personal administrative tasks, and other things I need to deal with so that my life is more or less in order for the most part. With these new changes in my life, I'm glad I found Time Camp. It is helping me a lot, and because of Time Camp, together with Google Calendar, I managed to streamline my planning and tracking system. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please let me know by leaving a thumbs up or a comment, and I hope you can consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye!